And we are going to in the matter of the City of Wyandotte versus James Eister, 231542 and 232341 A and B.
Good morning, Judge. Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Mr. Eister. Mr. Eister, would you please state your name for the record?
James Philip Eister, 92761.
Okay, thank you. And today is the date scheduled for sentencing on your client's pleas of guilty no contest under the 232341 A and B matter, which was public intoxication and disorderly conduct. His failed to cooperate with an officer and indecent exposure were dismissed. And then he also had a no contest plea on the open alcohol. And counsel, did you have an opportunity to review the report and recommendation with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor. And at the time, there's no additions, deletions, or corrections that need to be made. I would simply just ask that the recommendation be adopted on behalf of Mr. Eister and that he be given credit for the time that he's already served. I believe it's been roughly 42 days at this point. He's extremely apologetic for his actions, and he plans on never putting himself in this position again.
Okay, 42 days. Let me just count that.
The incident took place on health.
Yes, 42 days. Sometimes it doesn't seem as though that's what it is when you're looking at the month, but it sure is 42 days. All right, and so
I was hoping
Mr. Eister. No, it's correct. Mr. Eister.
Yeah.
You also have 8 warrants out for your arrest. You understand that?
I couldn't hear.
You also have 8. You have 8 warrants out for your arrest, sir.
Okay, I'll go to the library as soon as possible.
Why would you be going to the library, sir?
To look up what these interests or statements are.
I'm sorry, what?
To look up the issue at hand. The information to let me know why there is these warrants.
Well, I can tell you why you have these warrants, sir, and I will tell you what they are.
Okay.
You have a warrant out for your arrest out of 36th District Court for alcohol-related violation. You failed to appear in court. You were given a personal bond. You failed to appear. So the warrant was issued in December of 22. Also, that same date, a disorderly conduct, also out of 36th District. Also, another disorderly conduct out of 36th District. Another alcohol-related violation, 36th District. And then also out of 36th District, boarding a streetcar without payment. Either the Q line or the people mover, I don't know. And then another one out of 36th District for alcohol-related offense. And then in March, another warrant was issued out of 36th District for another alcohol-related violation. And in April of 23, and out of 36th District, indecent obscene conduct, again. Sir, I'm not sure at what point you're going to figure it out.
I'm an out.
What's that?
I'm an out of the opportunity to look that information up and keep it secure enough to review it several times a week.
Okay, sir.
That's a goal.
Okay. Well, hopefully, while you're in custody, your matters with 36th District Court will be taken care of. And that perhaps you can receive additional treatment that you may need. So the court's going to order 93 days jail, credit for 42 days. And the court's going to suspend your fines and costs. All right, anything else, counsel?
Not this time, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Will you hand me my spitting box?
And the individual with the Samsung phone with the black sweatshirt, can you please tell me your name?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is David William Brownlee.
That's what I thought you were, Mr. Brownlee. And you're home?
I am, yes, ma'am. I'm posted bond.
Why are you on Zoom?
My paperwork for my bond said to do this appointment over Zoom.
If you were in person, or if you were still in custody, sir, you need to make your way into the courthouse.
I don't have that capability at the moment. My bond agent told me to report for Zoom for this morning for court.
The Zoom ID, sir, was in the event you were in custody. If you were not in custody, you were to appear in person.
If I'm posted bond, does that mean I'm not in custody?
Well, sir, you're out of the Wayne County Jail, correct?
Correct. But I just don't understand why my bond agent had told me.
I'm sorry?
I just don't understand then why my bond company told me to report over Zoom for this meeting.
I don't know why your bond, so you had a bail bondsman post your bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I don't know why they told you that. So, because it shows, and I'll show you, it does show on Zoom, but that was in the event you were in custody, sir. So you need to make your way here into court.
I don't think I would make. I'm in a motel in Romulus, Michigan, and near the airport. I don't think I would make it in time by walking. With all due respect.
Well, sir, then you need to find a ride.
Ma'am, could you make any condolences and accept the fact that I am here for court today for my Zoom meeting, and this is my only method for court today.
Sir, you can contact an Uber, you can ask somebody for a ride, something of that nature.
I don't have that money at the moment. I'm indigent, really.
Sir, your court date is in person today.
There's nothing more I could do. Except
You can start making your way to court.
I'm telling you, the amount of distance that it would take me to walk there, I wouldn't even be able to make there until 7 or 8 p.m. I'm over 20 miles away.
Romulus is not 20 miles away, sir. You're not 20 miles away.
Ma'am, I do not wish to argue with you. I am about 20 miles away over on Merriman and Middlebelt.
Well, those two streets run the same way, sir.
I'm at the Wyndham Gardens Hotel on Merriman. That is where I'm at. That's where I'm located, and that is where I have no other option but to do this meeting via Zoom. I don't have any family members or friends that can help me out today. I was instructed to do this court date today at this time on Zoom, and I am here presenting myself in a reasonable manner. Can we please proceed?
You were 14 miles away, sir. Not 20. So the court's instructions were in person. Unless you're in custody, it's in person. You can't take a cab, you can't take a bus, nothing.
I have no money whatsoever at all. None.
How are you paying for your hotel stay, sir?
My family had paid for a week's stay for me, and they're paying week to week. I haven't even eaten in 3 days. I've been barely surviving, but I had to make sure that this appointment was done, and I showed up to the best of my ability, and here I am here. I'm even borrowing a phone from a stranger to operate this court date right now.
Okay, sir. A stranger has allowed you to take their phone into a hotel room. And you can't get somebody to drop you off to court.
No, ma'am, I can't. My only family are my mom and my dad, and they're in their 80s, and my mother's in the hospital, and I can't get a hold of my father. My only other social support team are currently incarcerated, Your Honor. I'm just doing my best to survive and get through this. And like I said, I was told by Bail My Tail Services, which is the bonding agency that I went through, that I am to report for court today over Zoom, and they gave me the Zoom ID and the time to be here and present. And I am currently present.
So your family members pay for you to stay at the hotel, but they won't pay for your ride to court.
They gave me the basic necessities. Yes, I'm very lucky to have that. Okay, at 83 years old, United States Marine and his dying wife. Yes, I'm very fortunate to at least have that temporarily, and that was as best as I could do. Yes. I've already called my dad twice today. If you'd like, I can show for a reverse of the camera somehow, or take a screenshot and show you proof that I have made attempts to call my father this morning where I was not able to get a hold of him.
And so the stranger's phone that you're supposedly using, that person is such to bring their phone right on into your room.
The clerk for the motel is a very nice lady who I have to see every day. I explained to her my situation, and I said that I'm going to be in the room for about 45 minutes to an hour. I asked her, if I could at some point give her money for it, and she said that's not necessary. She goes, just handle your business and just bring it right back when you're done.
Sir, try contacting one of your family members to see if they'll order you an Uber to make your way to court.
I already have, and they don't have the money. They didn't even have the money to give me a $5 hot and ready last night when I asked them. This is really unfair of you, because I'm being as professional and respectful as possible in this manner. I'm telling you, I can't squeeze water from a rock. I'm here for court. I'm doing everything I said that I was going to be doing.
Did you say that that's not fair of the court to require you to be in person?
No, it's not fair of you and of this court to be harassing me to this level when I've explained my indigence. I'm showing up for court. I'm being as respectful as possible and answering all of your questions where you're countering me at every turn. I'm not doing anything wrong, but being present for this pretrial operation so that I can try to move forward through this case. I have no other means there.
Sir, let me clarify something for you. Your thought process that this is not fair of myself to require you to be in person is flawed, because this court has absolutely every right to require your presence to be in person.
And I respect that, but when I'm under supervision from a bonding service and they tell me I'm supposed to be here over Zoom and I have everything set up that way.
I said, please don't interrupt me, so I'll just mute you. How about that? I ordered you to be in person. So for you to stay, I don't know what you're saying, sir, because I'm talking and you're trying to talk over me. So I don't know who you're claiming that you spoke to, because you said your mom's in the hospital and your dad didn't answer. So I don't know who you tried getting a ride from. Perhaps a nice clerk lady can find a ride for you. Might want to make another couple phone calls, sir, to see about getting a ride and on into court. Mr. Brownlee, just so you're aware, you're muted, so I am just seeing your lips moving and I'm not hearing anything you're saying. And I'm not going to hear anything you're saying because I'm
I
going to handle another
understand.
matter.
I understand.
I'm
You're
going
just
to
kind
handle
of,
another.
you're doing everything.
I'm going, excuse me, don't interrupt me. I'm handling another matter. You can contact somebody to try for another ride.
I'm not going to say this again, Your Honor. I have nobody else to call.
Sir,
If this is your wish to bully me, to try to in your legal method to hold me up or anything along those lines, or use your court authority, but to just do whatever it is that you're doing in this moment, other than handling my business with me and understanding and respecting the fact that my bond agency instructed me to be at this meeting over Zoom today at this time, which I am to the best of my ability, and explaining my indigence in the manner, for what you're asking is impossible. Literally.
You're telling the court that you're currently in a hotel room.
Yes, ma'am. I'm at the Wyndham Gardens Hotel on Merriman,
Well,
where I paid.
behind you, it does not look like it's a hotel room.
I have all of my possessions from my house here because I can't even go to my house. I literally had my family bring all of my possessions here. I'm planning on doing a month stay at this place. This is my current home. This is where I'm trying to feel comfortable and get my life together during this process. I understand that you said that I'm to report in person, but your last court date, you did not specify anything along the lines on that transcript. I'm aware of that just as much as you are. And when I'm following my order directed to the bonds agency and they've instructed me to be here over Zoom and I have that paperwork, then clearly there's some sort of issue and discrepancy in between the bonding agency and the court.
So let me be very clear.
Even
Stop right now. Stop right now. Let me be very clear. The bond agency's statement to you does not overrule this court's order. Let me be very clear on that. And there's no bullying going on. This court has ordered you to be in person. The Zoom ID was in the event that you were in custody. That Zoom ID was for the purposes of the Wayne County Jail. If your bond agent told you something different, I don't know what to tell you, sir. But to say that your bond agent ordered you one thing that overrules this court's order, you are mistaken. So I know that you've said that you've contacted other people, but then you've also said that you only have your mom and your dad. You also said that your mom's in the hospital and your dad hasn't responded. So I don't know who it is you're claiming.
I never said I contacted other people. I never once, and don't.
And that, sir, is why I'm not going to allow you to participate.
The only people I have are my mother and father. And we're not going to play this little war game because you're putting words in my mouth. Do you understand me?
Sir, that is why you will not be. First of all, I don't know who it is you think you're speaking to.
No, I don't know who it is you think. I'm a human being just like you. I'm not a fake person just like you. No, I know. You are.
You will not be participating on Zoom because you don't know how to behave yourself. So he's being removed. And if he doesn't show up, then we're issuing a warrant. So, all right. And we are on the record in the matter of Amber Briggs, 23662.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland trading on behalf of Ms. Briggs. Ms. Briggs, would you please state your name for the record?
Yes, good morning, Judge. It's Amber Briggs.
All right, good morning. Okay, Ms. Briggs, you're on probation for operating while impaired. And it's alleged that you're currently on an alcohol tether from your last violation from November 20th, where the court, after your plea of guilty to your probation violation, sentenced you to 5 days jail, 30 days on the alcohol tether upon release. And so this is alleging on November 30th and December 2nd that you tested positive for alcohol and had a tamper event on both days. And counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. After speaking with Ms. Briggs, we are prepared to waive any sort of contested hearing on these matters and enter a guilty plea for testing positive with alcohol.
Ellie.
All right, ma'am, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
All right. And ma'am, you heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
correct.
And as to the allegations, ma'am, how do you plead?
I'll plead guilty.
And you understand your rights for probation violation purposes, correct?
Correct.
And you also understand that by entering into a plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your right to a contested hearing.
Correct.
And you also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea.
Correct.
And you understand the recommendation in this matter is for probation to be revoked, the matter closed without improvement, $50 probation violation fee, 60 days jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing all that, do you still want to continue with your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No.
All right, counsel, you can please vote to your client.
Sure. Ms. Briggs, are you currently on probation through the Wyandotte District Court?
Yes,
Are you, as a term and condition of your probation, are you to not test positive for any drugs or alcohol that you're not prescribed?
correct.
Did you in fact test positive for alcohol on November 30th and December 2nd of this year?
As notified from the court, I was, yes.
And you understand that that's a direct violation of the terms and conditions of your probation, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Satisfied, Judge.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the probation violations, indicate technical violations 4 and 5. And counsel, as to the recommendation.
As to the recommendation, Your Honor, I would simply just ask that this honorable court give Ms. Briggs one last opportunity. I would like you to know and take into consideration the fact that she is a hairstylist and she's dealing with products that all contain alcohol all day, every day. She's coming into contact with those. I would actually recommend or suggest that instead of an alcohol tether, that she be given the opportunity to use a sober link device. I think that would give a more accurate test. She did speak with the tether people at EMS. They did say that if she was using specific lotions or laundry detergent or any face wash that does contain alcohol, again, at her work using hairsprays and other things that contain alcohol in them, it could be giving a false positive. She indicated to me that she is absolutely not drinking at this point. She's not trying to deceive the court in any way. She has taken responsibility for it because, yes, at the end of the day, she did have a positive test, but it's not due to anything that she ingested or put into her body purposely. Taking that all into account, Judge, I'd simply just be asking for leniency and one more opportunity to complete the terms and conditions of her probation.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
do you work for yourself or do you work for a company?
I work for a company and I work for myself. Well, I take clients at work, and after work or on my off days, I take clients as well for financial
Okay,
purposes.
and so on November 30th, were you working?
Yes, ma'am, I was. After I got out of jail on the 24th, I believe, it released me without any information on the tethering. So I went ahead and called Natalie on my release date, left a voicemail, but she wasn't in the office because of the holidays. So I was notified to go to the office, the tethering office, on the 28th. So I received my tether on the 28th. Ever since then, honestly, I have just been working and trying to handle business. I would not have put myself in this position at all, knowingly, because my son will actually be here today at 4. I'm the only person that will be able to pick him up from the airport, and my 2 daughters will be here on the 18th. I'll be spending my Christmas and my New Year's with my kids in Michigan here. So I would have never done anything knowingly to jeopardize that situation. I'm not sure what product exactly it is that is causing a positive alcohol, but alcohol is not that serious for me to jeopardize the time that I could spend with my kids, for one. And for two, I'm actually hoping to get my medicine, go ahead and get my medicine settled. For the last 3 months, my doctor's been changing my medicine. But once my medicine is settled with my Graves' disease, I'm hoping to wean myself off of weed as well. But as far as me having high anxiety where it's crippling, that's where I'm using the marijuana. But to be honest, at this point, how I'm looking at life, I don't need marijuana nor alcohol. So I'm taking this very seriously. I'm not trying to, like my lawyer said, I'm not trying to deceive or be coy or combative. I'm not sure what caused the positive alcohol. And as far as the tampering with the tether, I went to EMS as my lawyer stated, and I actually also went up to Natalie's office to ask her if it's possible for her to notify me when I get a positive so I can go and drop to verify with my urine that I'm not drinking as well. But she said that would be too hard to do. I've asked for a lie detector test from my lawyer. He said that you want to do it, but to be honest, I'm coming to you as humble as possible to let you know that I really am not drinking or intaking anything. I've changed my body wash. I've changed my mouthwash. I'm now doing oil pulling. So I'm very vigilant on what I'm consuming. I know for a fact that I haven't consumed any alcohol. So again, I'm just not sure why it's reading positive.
And Judge, additionally, looking at her track record as far as what she's completed for probation, she's already completed the MAD Victims Impact Panel. She's been doing outpatient counseling. She's completed her 50 hours of community service, and she's cleared up all of her outstanding warrants. She's taken probation very, very serious.
I'm not sure, but I might have my warrant for my child support case, but I haven't had the time to actually go up to Ann Arbor. I like to go to these places to handle the business, but I did clear up my 2 warrants in 36th District. And as well, like I said, on the day that I went to jail, I cleared up a warrant for Southgate. Only thing I have not done was make a payment for you guys, which, because I haven't left my house yet, I can make that payment when I leave, because I also have to make a payment to the tether place. And for the record, my last time dropping was on the 8th. If you like, I can drop today. I'll drop every day. I'm just not sure why it's reading positive.
Okay, ma'am. While you've been on probation, you've had multiple violations: positive for alcohol and cocaine, positive for alcohol, positive for alcohol, and now these 2 positive for alcohol. and you want me to believe that this is not from your consumption, but from your products that you're using at work, which at this point, ma'am, you have been given sufficient information as to what products to avoid and not.
To be honest, Judge, I went onto the Scram website to look on the website to see what can cause a positive, and I've done research after I received these notifications. On the Scram website, it reads that it should be able to avoid the environmental alcohols, and also like for lotions, I only use it twice now, but once every other day. But for lotions, it says do not use on or around the alcohol tether. So I've been just lotioning my higher calves, and I've been leaving it at that. I really have not consumed any alcohol. Like I said, I would not put in the jeopardy of my son coming into Michigan today to the airport, and I'm not being there, and there's nobody in the state of Michigan for them to call to come and pick them up or anywhere for them to stay. So I would not jeopardize that. And I take this very seriously. I take this court very seriously. Furthermore, I take my life and my reputation very seriously. So with these violations, it looks like my life is spiraling out of control, or I have no self-control or anything of that matter, but that can be further for the truth. I really am hoping to show, I was actually hoping that this would work out for me to show you that, yes, I can follow your instructions and not drink. It's not, like I said, it's really not that serious for me to take a sip of alcohol to lose everything that I'm working for. I also have another interview for the salon that I told you about that I had applied to. I have an interview on the 10th of January. So everything in my life is looking positive. I was hoping that this would show that I am making the strides, but again, I'm not sure why it's reading positive.
Ma'am, were you working on November 30th?
Yes, ma'am. And on the 2nd.
And what time were you working on the 30th?
Let me give you the dates, 1 second. I worked that day from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then
I'm sorry, from when?
From 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
And then I believe I had a hair client as well on that day. Let me see. Okay, no, so I just worked that day. I didn't have a client afterwards.
Okay, and then what about on December 2nd?
Yes, December 2nd, I worked, go back to my schedule. December 2nd, I worked from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m.
Okay.
And then I had 2 hair clients afterwards.
What time were those hair clients?
1 second, gotta go to my business. So my first client was from 7 to 9:30. And then my last client was the 9:30. I did braids, so that lasted until about 5 a.m.
5 a.m.?
Yeah, it takes a long time to do braids. It takes a long time to do women hair, if you really want to be honest.
And so when you do braids, ma'am, what's that process?
When I do braids, I shampoo and condition all my clients. I clip their ends, blow dry. That's just the setting base for any hairstyle. And then when I do my braids, I have to go ahead and set out the parting. I use gel for parting. The gel I use, I can go and get it and tell you the ingredients if you like. Would you like me to go grab it real quick?
No, that's okay.
Okay, the gel that I use gel, do the parting, and then from there we're adding in the hair. And after you add in the hair, you pretty much set it using mousse and spritz or gots to be, and you use hot water and you dip the ends of the hair and it pretty much seals what you braided down.
Okay, and what's in the spritz?
The spritz, 1 second. All right, this is the mousse for the setting spray. For setting the braids, it has aqua, aspartame, propane, alcohol, zelly maize starch, quality. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to say that. Proquartalium,
Okay.
sulfur.
The spritz that you use, is that store-bought or do you make it yourself?
Nope, store-bought. All these products are store-bought, ma'am.
Okay. And so, do you use gloves when you do hair?
Sometimes, yes, like for when I'm doing bleaching, when I'm doing hair dyes, yes, but usually like if you're checking your clients in between that process, no, I'm not using gloves. If I'm doing a style, you can't really use the gloves because you need your hands to smooth it. So no. And to be honest, I'm not that well equipped to know how to use the gloves while doing styling. If I need to, I will. I'll start learning how. But in my previous prior to this court case, no, I was not using gloves.
Okay. And how long have you been doing hair, ma'am?
I've been licensed for about 6 years now.
Okay. And you previously have been on the alcohol tether while you've been on probation, correct?
I'm sorry, what do you mean previously? Like this is my first time.
This is your first time on the tether?
Yes, ma'am. Ellie, please be quiet, mama. It's okay. Good girl. Good job.
And
it's okay, mama. It's okay. Good job.
ma'am, your levels on your December 2nd event began at 2:30 in the afternoon and it went all the way until 2:14 a.m. with the highest being a 0.24.
I can tell you why from 2 a.m. because I'm sorry for cutting you off. After I got off of work, I just received my new washer on the 1st. It was delivered. And on the 2nd, I spent all that time washing the clothes that I had in my house from not having a washer. So I did about 10 loads. I have a portable washing machine. I can show you that as well. 1 second.
No, ma'am, that's okay. But
So
what
it's a lot
does
of-
that washing machine have to do with your testing positive
So
all the
it's
way
a
until
lot-
2:14 a.m.?
Because it's a lot of hand washing. I'm actually in the process of washing now. So it's a lot of hands on. You see, I have to put my hands in here and things of that nature. So that's probably the reason as to why I read until 2 a.m. because again, I've been washing clothes, trying to get my house together for my kids. But I'm not drinking, haven't been drinking, and I don't even have the urge to drink.
Well, ma'am, I thought you were working until 5 a.m. on the 2nd.
No, I said
On the
from
3rd.
9 to 5 p.m.
And then you said you had 2 clients at night from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Yeah, correct. And in between me doing that, I was washing clothes as well.
And the time on November 30th from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. is when you were working. And your levels increased starting at 7:19 and didn't return to baseline until almost 11 p.m. that night. And you didn't have any clients that evening.
No, I was just washing clothes. That would be the 2nd because I got my washing machine delivered on the 1st.
Okay, well, I'm talking about November 30th, ma'am. So I have to tell you, ma'am, you're trying really hard, but given what I've learned regarding the products, this is not, believe it or not, this is not the first time that somebody has tried using this reason for testing positive. And given the levels that you've had, is not supported by the use of the products. Not only that, you have been informed on a number of occasions.
I'm not drinking.
What-
I haven't been
What
drinking.
products you're not allowed to use, ma'am.
I
So
understand.
either you wear the gloves
I'm
or
not
you don't use
trying
the
to.
products.
So if I have to, I will quit my job. I have no problem doing so. I'm not trying to lie to you in any shape, form, or fashion. I'm really frustrated because, again, I really have not drunk any alcohol in any form. Like I said, I've changed my body wash. I changed my mouthwash. The only thing I cannot physically afford right now is to change my lotion. That's only because I just bought it. I'm not trying to lie to you. I understand that you've heard this before. If I have to drop every day to prove my point, I will, but I literally have not been, I haven't been, and I have no problem taking accountability. Just like when I went to jail that day, I took accountability for my actions. But at this point, I'm literally at your mercy because I really don't know what is causing these positive alcohol readings when I have literally not been doing anything but busting my tail, cleaning up my house, trying to make sure that I have enough money to get my kids jackets and coats and boots because they're coming from Florida. I don't know what to do. If I have to do a sober link and the tether to also prove to you that I'm not drinking, I'll do that. I'm really begging here. I really don't know.
Ma'am, at the end of the day, you know what products you're permitted to use and not permitted to use. You've even indicated how you've made the change on your self-care products.
Yes.
So why are you not taking steps on your work products to make sure that you're not testing positive for alcohol, since that's what you're claiming?
Well, I did not know the severity of how they can test positive from the products that I'm using at work until, again, I got the notification that I was testing positive for alcohol. From that point on, I've done a lot more research, but also just like my dish detergent, it has alcohol in it. So I'm not sure why it's reading like this. I assumed as long as it is not on my tether or around the tether that it wouldn't have read, but unfortunately we're here. Again, I'm not sure what to do from this point. I am trying my hardest. I understand that you gave me chances. I'm not looking to pretty much disregard the chances that you have given me in the past, but I'm taking this very seriously. I really don't know what else to do from this point. I would love a sober link and the tether, or like I said, if I have to drop every day to prove that I'm not drinking. But to just start over with my products at work, it will be, for one, very time consuming and costly. And not that it will be an issue for me to do so. It'll just take me more time to gather or replace the products that I'm using. Or like I said, I can quit the job. I'll quit
the scram is not free. The daily testing is not free. So all those are costs.
Yes, ma'am.
And I gotta tell you, a 0.24.
I'm not drinking, ma'am. I'm not. I have literally Scott Steiner on my kid's soul. I am not drinking. I would not put myself in this position for me to worry if my son will be able to be picked up from the airport today at 5. I wouldn't have
We
that.
have individuals that have alcohol issues and other substance use issues, as try as they might, sometimes that's not much of a deterrent.
And I understand that, but I don't have alcohol issues. I socially drink, and how I ended up with this case in this matter, it was a social matter. I realized the seriousness of this case. I realized how serious it is for you to drink and drive. It was never my intent to even be in this position at all, but maybe this is helping me for something in the future, or, stopping something in the future that could happen. But again, I take this very seriously. I'm not drinking at all.
Here's what the court's going to do. The court is going to adopt the recommendation. The court's going to revoke probation, order that it was not completed successfully. The court's going to order 60 days jail. The court's going to suspend that jail. I'm doing a jail review on Wednesday, December 20th. In the meantime, you need to be set up with a scram, and you're going to do daily testing, ma'am.
Yes,
I mean, not a
ma'am.
scram, a sober.
Do you want me to do the tether and a scram and a daily testing? I would do.
Absolutely,
No problem.
absolutely.
No problem.
And counsel, I know that you're not on the docket on Wednesday, but I feel like maybe 11 a.m. is when you were available.
When was this? January 10th?
December 20th.
Oh, December 20th.
I feel like you,
Yeah, 11.
okay.
You said December.
Ma'am, let me be very clear. Let me be very clear, ma'am. If on December 20th,
Mhm.
I show any readings on any of the devices, the SoberLink, your tether, you will be going to jail that day. So if you, I'm just giving you warning that if you see that there's any alcohol detected, make arrangements for your children.
I have a question really quickly. What happens with the products on the back bar? Like for instance, everybody that walks into the salon, we use the same shampoos and the same conditioners all around. You have to use it because.
You wear gloves, wear gloves.
Okay, no problem.
Because there is zero way that your products are causing a 0.24. Zero. I just want you to know that I do not believe that you did not consume alcohol at all on the event of December 2nd.
I didn't, but I understand and I appreciate your I appreciate your generosity, but I really am not, so I won't have an issue with that. If it comes back on this scram link that is a positive and I haven't been doing anything and it shows in my urine and also on the blood test, would you take those as well? Because I honestly have to use the lotion. I have to. That's just because of my Graves' disease. I get rashes and it so happens that I get a rash in the position where the soap.
Listen, let me just be very clear. You have substance use and alcohol issues as evidenced during your time on probation. You have been given ample opportunity to change your personal care products. Talk to your doctor, whatever it may be, regarding whatever products that you have that contain alcohol. Do not use them.
Understood.
Do not use them. You've been told multiple times not to use them.
Understood.
We'll see you back on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, 11 a.m. In person. You are in person.
No problem. You said December 20th?
20th at 11 a.m.
Okay.
So just so you're aware, we're continuing your tether. You're adding a SoberLink and daily testing.
No problem.
Email into Ms. Shine by 10:15 so she can get you set up with that.
You said email Miss who?
Ms. Shine. She's covering for Ms. Shaw while she's out.
Okay.
By 10:15.
Really quickly, is her
You
email?
can-
I'm sorry. Is
You
her
can-
email? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can just email into the 27 District Court probation email and then she'll get that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll do those.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. The day is a joke. He needs an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Green, we're going to start bringing people in. People going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Man? Man, can you hear it?
No, I know.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. Trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs the drink.